stupid ass jokes. Thank you, appreciate that. Enthusiasm went nuts there. Fuck, I've been in Vegas like 3 years now, I think, going on 4 years. I feel local. Any locals now? I know there's not a lot of people born here, but once you spend enough time here, like when you do time in prison, you get to claim that prison. You know what I'm talking about, dude? Yes, yeah. Eddie, come, you know that, dude. So you know, I feel like I'm like a Vegas, what do we call ourselves? Vegans? I don't know what the fuck we call it. Broke. But I've been driving around and I realized, I thought everyone else was the bad driver, and the other day I realized it was me. And I'll tell you why, because I pulled into the Taco Bell and the guy behind me just started fucking honking, right? And I thought, I don't know what this dude's honking at me for, something I just did or some shit I did like 5 minutes ago, so, because I'm a bad driver. But then I realized it's probably because I'm drunk. I do stand-up comedy, all right? So you guys looked at me like you expected more out of me. I'll be drunk in my car after the show, okay? So, but no. I found that I might be drinking maybe a little bit too much. The other day I stopped to let one of the metal animals that was in the middle of the road cross. I actually got out at one point and I was like, come on baby, let's go. I'm not trying to run over no quail, bro, you know what I'm saying? And then I was on the freeway the other day and I actually got out and tried to ride one of the horses. On the 15. Started playing a game, driving home at 5:30 in the morning when the sun's coming up. It's called Who's the Other Drunk Drivers? And who's going to work? Yeah, I found out when the Nevada Highway Patrol pulled me over, I was the drunk driver. So, I won. I love Vegas. I love Fremont. Anybody here love Fremont? I love Fremont. I love to look at those people because that makes me feel normal. You know what I mean? It's like you go to the zoo or a circus and there's no cages. You know what I mean? Like the circle. Just don't get too close. You know what I mean? That's what I like. I like that. But I was down there the other day, and I was running around with my old lady, and we were eating. I'm cheap, so we were at like the Four Queens, and I got a salad, because you guys know, take care of yourselves. Thank you. But I got a salad, and they put a bunch of onions on it. You know, like fresh cut raw onions. That is steak breath. Okay, what the fuck? So I take the onions off, I toss them to the side. I ate the rest of the salad. I was happy, I thought. I moved on, and I kept smelling like onions on my hand. And maybe I was complaining a little bit too much, because out of nowhere, my old lady looks at me and says, you know, if you pee on your hand, it'll make the smell of onions go away. I thought, what the fuck is wrong with you and your family that you don't know that? That's generational knowledge, you know what I mean? Like, somebody's grandma taught him that shit, right? Disgusting, so that was cool. I didn't do it, but you know. But she's a trip. She can do this thing, and I feel like it's almost like a superhero power that she has. She can shit anywhere. Anytime. I can't. I need the soft sounds of smooth music, my special seat, you know what I mean? That one towel that I love to look at, like I'm a home-based shitter, all right? So she will go in the bathroom and 6 minutes exactly later come back out and look at me and say, I feel great. That's the same amount of time it takes her to go pee yet, so I don't know what the hell she's doing in there. But she does, she shits anywhere. And so I told her I was going to get her a shirt with a giant S on it. And it doesn't stand for Superman. I'm not a shitter, I'm a farter. I do. Look, I've never, like, kicked heroin, but I've eaten 2 bean burritos in the same day from Taco Bell. That's gotta be the same feeling, okay? But I was at a Walmart the other day, and we were doing our thing. I was trying to be a good dude. We were walking around like the women's clothing section, and I got that feeling. You know the feeling? You get the little like, oh, uh-oh. And I looked around, and there was nobody there. So I let it go. Took a couple steps, you know what I mean? Caught a little whiff of it. I was like, ooh, yeah. Wow. And then I stood there, kind of spacing out, because like Mario, I was high. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, I turned around, and this lady and her daughter start walking towards me out of nowhere. And they got crop dusted. Normally, it's cool. I did my little thing. I tried to like scuttle around and act like I was looking at some chomes, you know what I mean? Like, oh, women's panties, yeah, I'm looking for those. Yeah. But I looked over just at the last second, and I seen the daughter kind of. And she looked around and made eye contact with me. And she went, ugh. And then they disappeared around the corner. You guys, I've never been more proud in my life. That was me. That was all me, baby. I did that, and they're probably still talking about me. So. But speaking of superpowers, I was wondering, you know, you guys know that, like, you guys see my merchandise in the back, and you know that, like, I work for Marvel, and I got shit for sale, you know what I mean, stuff like that. You know, you better buy something, you cheap bastards. But I always wonder about, like, why God didn't give us superpowers. You know what I mean? Like, how come you're not the Flash, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then I looked around the room as some of you were walking in, and I realized that's probably why God didn't give us superpowers. Have you looked at yourself in the mirror lately? Have you been honest? And I'm not talking about your physical appearance. You're all ugly. Because I'm ugly too, all right? But I mean, like, the inside part of you. Because you know that if you pulled up to a red light and the guy in front of you, when it turned green, didn't go, you would get out like the fucking Incredible Hulk and smash the shit out of that dude's car, right? Or like if you had to go to work tomorrow, and if you had like those Professor X powers, you know, like the bald dude in the wheelchair, you know what I mean? Dude, he looks like Professor X. Don't get excited. Pointing at you other bald assholes. Professor X got like those, what do you call it, mental powers, right? You know what I mean? And if you had powers like that, you know, at work tomorrow when you showed up, and that one broad Becky just started. You know, if you could, you would just, with your brain, go, Becky, jump out the fucking window! And then 3 days later, you'd be like, oh my God, this is such good cake. That's why you don't have superpowers! Sick bastards. Thank you, I like that. I do. I have a good time in life before we get out of here. I'll wrap it up and then we'll actually do the roast, fucking whatever. I do have a good time. Like I said, I have so much fun on Fremont. I get so much material down there. I do. Actually, that's how half this set's written. But I was down there the other day, and it was with my wife, and it was, God, I don't know what, it's like 3 in the morning, the band stopped playing, you know when it gets starting to get real freaky down there? When the music stops, shit gets wild on Fremont, all right? And we were upstairs, and we were having fun, so we decided, hey, one more lap, we'll get out of here. So we start walking, and this guy comes up, and he goes, hey, can I get some change? And my wife looks at him, and she says, hey, I spent all my change playing the horse derby game up there. I'm sorry. And the guy looks at her up and down and he goes, yeah, you look like you could have won a horse derby. I am the roast captain of Las Vegas. I laughed my ass off at that. I was like, bro, next show, last Monday of the month, Wiseguys, get an opponent. But no, I was like, all right, dude, okay, no, back at the was pretty funny, but back to fun. And, we took a few more steps, and, she looked at me and she said, I feel kind of bad. I said, why? She goes, I didn't have any change to give that guy. He's homeless, and, he's out here. She goes, and, he smelled like pee. I said, well, shit, he probably had a salad earlier. Thank you! Thank you! That joke sucked, but thank you!